Hello, everybody. You are welcome to today's EduThrive webinar. So this is EduThrive, your one-stop place for everything study abroad. Today we are very excited to be bringing you a unique opportunity, and we want to show you destination France as a viable option to Canada, the UK, and maybe Australia, because quite a number of people want to go to Europe, but sometimes they don't know which country they should be looking at. They don't know how to even navigate it. Sometimes people send us DMs saying they got this offer from this school in this country, but they don't even know how to do the visa application. So today, we are very fortunate to have a company, RGI Services. The representative, Mr. Adekunle Liadi, is the one on this call with us, and he will be taking us through how you can do undergraduate, postgraduate studies in certain private universities in France. So I want to warmly welcome everybody, and especially welcome Mr. Liadi. As I hand over this session to him, he will be handling questions. So if you have any question as he proceeds, please drop in the comment section. He should be speaking for like maybe the next 30 minutes, and we will have ample time to take questions. So you are welcome, Mr. Liadi. You can
take over. Thank you very much, Ma. I'm very honored. Thank you for inviting me. And I really appreciate it. And I'm taking this opportunity to greet everyone that is present here to be with us in this webinar. Today, we want to talk about the procedure on how to study in France, basically from A to Z, what a student needs and how to go about it, and what student needs to know when it comes to study abroad, because so many of us, precisely many students, when they want to study abroad, they really do not know what fits for their plan, precisely what they want to become. I want to become an engineer, I want to become an accountant, I want to become a marketer. They don't really know what exactly they need and where would they go. Where do I have to study with my budget? They don't know. So today we want to talk about France. My name is Mr. Adekunle Liadi. I'm the director of RGIS Services Company. We represent EduThrive today to present to you on how to prepare yourself, basically, specifically, if you want to study in France. Let me start with letting you know that France is one of the destinations in the world where you have an advantage of being a multilingual. I mean, you can be bilingual if you study in France. Let me start with that. And that is an additional to your resume, I mean, your CV. If you study in France, you become a multi-language, that is, you can speak two languages, two international well-recognized languages. French and English are the most spoken languages in the world. That is the reality. No matter where you go today, I'm a living testimony with my experience, because I can say I can speak fluently both English and French, and this has opened a lot of opportunities for me anywhere I go, anywhere I'm standing in the midst of people. So we want to orient people to let them know that not everyone can afford UK, United States, Canada, and so on and so forth. France is a destination that is very, very affordable. Very affordable for many of us, especially we that we are in Nigeria. And with France, you are open to many destinations, I mean, many countries in Europe, because France is part of the Schengen countries in Europe, and which is one of the powerful countries in European countries. So if you want to study in France, let me start with that. You need to have your baccalaureate, I mean the WAEC. WAEC and NECO are equivalent. Also in France, they accept, France education system accepts NAPTEP. We have this degree in Nigeria, this technical education that we call the degree NAPTEP. So it is equivalent to WAEC and NECO, our O-level in Nigeria. So these are the opportunities that many of us or many of the students, they do not know. In many countries, I can say that, that they do not accept NAPTEP, of which it is acceptable in France. You can do your bachelor degree or diploma degree in France with NAPTEP results. So that one is one plus when you want to study in France, if you are choosing France as your destination. Another thing about France is that most of our schools that EduTribe is representing, they accept installment plan payment, meaning if you paid your initial deposit, which is the upfront part of the tuition fee, you can split the balance into 5 to 6 installments. I think this opportunity, we don't have it in many countries, to be honest with ourselves. We know how other countries handle their balance. Immediately you arrive, you need to pay and so on. So with France, a student has an opportunity to split the balance, meaning once you pay your tuition fee upfront, you have opportunity to start working. When you start working, you can start paying the balance. For instance, tuition fee that costs like 7,000 euros, they will ask you to pay like 3,000, 2,500 euros upfront. Let's consider first thing. Euro is lower than pound sterling. In the exchange rate market, we can check it on the internet, on Google. We are going to see that. So France is very, very cheap. Imagine you pay 3,000 from 7,000 euros tuition fee. You have balance of 4,000. Once you arrived in France, they are not forcing you to pay immediately the 4,000 euros. You negotiate with the school, EduTribe negotiates on your behalf that, okay, my student can't afford this. We want to split the remaining balance into 6 installment or 5 installment plan payment. The school will automatically accept this. This allows the students to work. When you start working, you pay your balance by yourself. You don't need to be calling parents or mounting pressure on your parents or your brother or whatsoever, the person that is financing your study. So your studies, I'm sorry. So France is one of the destinations that we should consider in this decade or in this, this generation. We want our people to change their orientation, change their mentality, to consider France as one of the best destinations. One other reason is that in France, your bachelor degree is just 3 years. Hello, someone's coming. Hello, can you hear me? No.
We
Hello?
we can hear you. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. France, a bachelor degree is just 3 years in France. They have this system that we call it LMD, meaning licence, master, doctorate. Licence means bachelor degree, master means master, M mean master, and D mean doctorate. They call it LMD. Licence is bachelor. We call it bachelor degree in English. Master is master in English or either French, and doctorate is more or less doctorate. We call it doctorate in French. So they have a system of LMD, which is 3 years. A student that is just 17 years old or 16 years old, before you know it's 19 or 20 years old, he is already a bachelor degree holder. So France is one of the countries in the world that your bachelor degree is done, you are done with it. You just check your certificate under 3 years. Another thing about France is that we have what is called credit transfer. Let me explain that. Credit transfer means, for instance, a student who is studying at the University of Lagos, UNILAG, you just finished your 100th level. You can transfer your credits to 200 level in France. If you have finished your 200 level in Nigeria, you can transfer to 300 level in France. This is very hard with, I'm very sure of that. This is not very possible with United States and other countries. But with France, it is very easy. Once you don't need to go back to start your bachelor degree from the scratch, 100 level, or to start your master again. No. You just transfer your credit. In as much you don't have any carryover, you are good to go. So this is one opportunity that makes France stand out from all destinations. France has one of the best education systems in the world. The certificate is recognized. We have many testimonies from many of our students. The certificate is well recognized in the world because in many French institutions, they have English mixed up with their programs. Meaning if you are studying in France, you learn French and you learn English. And like I said earlier, that studying in France, I'm sorry, I'm missing up French language. Studying in France makes you to stand out. Your reason is different, completely different. You are completely different from someone that studied in the UK. For instance, you study in France. You study in France. I studied in UK. You can speak fluently English and French. I can only speak English because I studied in UK. If two of us, if we, for instance, we go for an interview, trust me, the first person to pick is the person that speaks 2 languages. That is very sure. And we have many, with the way technology is going these days, if someone, a student who is determined, really wants to achieve his or her dream, must be bilingual. Because with the technology of today, we need to be bilingual. We have many testimonies from our students that have studied in France. They can testify with what I'm saying. Most of the time, they are hot cake in the labor market. Before you know it, they got a job. Before you know it, they are working already. And one opportunity again for our Anglophone, I mean the Nigerians, potential students in Nigeria, is that when you are in France, you easily get a job. I'm a living testimony. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to sweet mouth or sweet talk it. You are an Anglophone. They quickly hire Anglophone compared to Francophone because they need people to run many sectors in English parts of many companies in France. I think there is a question. When is the time to treat questions, ma'am? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can still continue. Then
Okay.
I would read out the questions I wanted to take.
Okay. So like I was saying, we want our Nigerians, our compatriots, to consider France as one of the chosen destinations. In France, we have diploma degree, which is 2 years. We have bachelor degree, which is 3 years. We have master. There is master of 12 months program, and there are masters of 18 months program. It depends on your specialty. What do I mean by specialties? If you are coming, for instance, you studied international relation in Nigeria, and you want to cross-choose master in, for instance, you want to cross to digital marketing, there is a little bit different. In that case, you have to do a master with 18 months, most precisely the MBA program. With France, you can go directly to do your MBA after your bachelor degree. The only thing you just need to do is to make sure that you are crossing from a particular field to the same particular field. With that, you don't have any issue. So this is one of the advantages we have with France. Your master's degree is recognized anywhere in the world. Your bachelor degree is, because many people today, if we are telling them about France, they think they would be like skeptical. Are you sure? Because it's very strange to many Nigerians, France. So France degree is well recognized all over the world. We have students that they study their bachelor degree in France, and they are in the United States now doing their masters. That is to tell you that the degree is well recognized. And we have students that they study their bachelor degree. Today, they are working in the United States, they are working in Canada, and many other countries all over the world. In fact, most of them, they return back to Africa. Why? Because most international companies do hire them. Oh, you are the one that fits for this particular field. Come with us, we hire you. And trust me, as a bilingual, I'm talking from experience and from what I've seen so far for the past couple of years. As a bilingual, you are standout. I can repeat that again. I can vouch on that. I can stand on this. You are a bilingual and you can face a lot of challenges in the labor market. Many companies today, they do hire, I said it earlier, they hire people with bilingual experience. You study in France, you have different experience. Okay.
So maybe I should just start throwing in the questions.
Okay.
One said that, is it compulsory to learn French?
Okay. Thank you for that question. It's not compulsory to learn French. We have a lot of programs in English, most especially in the private institutions. In the public as well, they do have some English programs, but they are not many. Let's consider the privates, because they issue the same certificates. Either private or public, it is the same certificate. Once the school has what is called RNCP degree, you are good to go. So many schools, most of our schools, you can go ahead and have EduThrive. Most of the schools EduThrive work with, they have what is called RNCP. So once your school has this certification, they have the right to either run their program in English or in French. So we have a lot of programs in English, either diploma, 2 years program, either bachelor, 3 years program, master, or MBA. We have a lot of them in English. I think I've answered the question.
Okay, thank you. So maybe I should just add this, that even though you are going to do your studies in English, you are going to do it in English, but you should not close your mind to the possibility of learning French. I mean, the beauty of going to school in France is that you will, at the end of the day, be versatile in the two languages. So you go to school, you learn in English. Don't be that kind of person that will say, me, I will never learn the other language. You are open to it, but it will not be the medium of instruction. But ultimately, since you live in that community, you live in that world, you will be picking the language and you will be getting, better at speaking it so that you can compete favorably well in the labor market. So another question, can you go along with your dependent for a postgraduate studies? And when is the application deadline for 2023?
Okay, for France, I'm sorry, it's not possible to go along with dependents. What is possible with France, what we discuss, what we were told recently, is that, for instance, I have my wife in Nigeria. I want to go and do my PhD in France. After arriving in France, after starting my program, if I start working, I can invite my wife to come. But it's not possible to go at the same time or to go together with your spouse. That is not possible with France.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you cannot go with your dependents the way you go to the UK.
Yes.
However, in France, when you finish, so let's say you went for an MBA, 1-year MBA. After your MBA, you secure a job, then you are able to file for your dependents to come in and join you. So they don't want you to be a student that you carry everybody and you start to struggle the way the people that went to UK are struggling now. And, so each country with their own law. Go to school first and then your family will join you when you have gotten a job.
Exactly.
Okay. What about post-graduation work permit? Meaning after I have graduated from school, do they give me work permit to stay back and work? That's the question.
Yes, there is a new law that allows the students to stay back for 1 year. And during the 1 year, you have two options to extend or to have your permanent resident that allows you to continue staying in France. Decide that you have a plan to establish yourself, or you have a job, you have an employment, someone, you are being hired by a company, automatically you have your residence permit for 2 years.
Okay, so after 2 years, what happens?
It is renewable automatically.
Okay. Do you have postgraduate certificate courses?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Is there anything that makes it different from the master's or the MBA?
Postgraduate is more or less like master, the same thing in France. It's the same system.
Okay. So what requirements for nursing or medicine? And what are the fees? Do you have medical programs?
Thank you for that question. It's very important. For medical program, we have it in diploma for 2 years. For instance, a student just finished the whole level. The student just got in his WAEC or whatsoever whole level. The student can start studying medical program for diploma. Then after the diploma, you can join bachelor degree 3rd year, then continue with your master's. That is very possible. One other thing for the medicine, if the students understand French very well, you can join the public and start your medicine program from 100 level.
Okay, so meaning that anybody that wants to go and study medicine must be able to speak French.
Yes.
But if you cannot speak French, you are only speaking English, you can only do a diploma program.
Yes, nursing, something like nursing.
Okay.
healthcare field, something like that, you can do that diploma 2 years. After the 2 years, you continue with bachelor in nursing 3rd year, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So they also want to know the tuition for this. The person that asked was actually asking for the nursing and medical program. So do you have it offhand?
The tuition,
Yes.
of course, is around 5,600 euros.
Okay, 5,600. I mean,
600 euros.
that is quite affordable, I
Mhm.
must say. What is the budget for a master's degree? So somebody that is going for master's or for MBA. So I'll do the two together.
Okay.
Average.
The budget for master's degree starts from 7,000 upward.
7,000 euros.
Euros, yes. Yes, 7,000 euros upward. And for the MBA, 8,000 euros upward.
Okay. Is it, I just finished my academic master's. Is it possible to get a PhD program? What is the duration for PhD? Can this person enroll for PhD?
Yes, very possible. PhD, we have it in public and in private. For the private, usually it is 3 years.
Okay.
For the public, it is 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that is how it
So
is for PhD.
are the tuition similar to the masters, or is it different?
The same thing.
Okay.
Same amount.
So do you have universities? So let me read it properly. Can I get a PhD program in a university that have affiliation with universities in Canada or the US? Which can make me travel when I finish?
As of today, I cannot guarantee
Okay.
that. Though we have many of our schools that have Erasmus. I don't know, Erasmus. Yeah, we have some of our schools that have Erasmus program. So if eventually the person's programs falls with school that has Erasmus, it's very possible to go to United States and UK, Singapore, and other countries. We have schools like that.
Yeah. So the Erasmus program is a program where universities across the world are partners. So exactly. It now depends on which school you are and where their partner schools are. So that's not something we can just tell you off the fly and say, oh, don't worry, it is true. When you do PhD, you will end up in Canada. So, I mean, it depends on all those many factors. Do you have postgraduate certificate courses and do you work while studying? Yes, you've answered the postgraduate part, but can the student work? I think you also mentioned it.
Yes.
So is there hours limitation on what they can do? Must they work on campus? Or can they work anywhere? Can they work any length?
No, actually, students are allowed to do work for 20 hours, even almost everywhere. Only in Canada recently that the hours are increased. Yes, but in many other countries, it is 20 hours. Yes, 20 hours. Students are allowed to work for 20 hours in France. Okay. And it depends. For bachelor degree students, we have many programs. Oh, that's called my attention to something. We have some schools. They are called in French alternance, meaning I can just translate it to part-time. Okay. Yeah, you are allowed to work for 2 weeks and come back to school for 2 weeks. Oh, okay. So, international students can enroll in those schools? Yes, if the program is open or is we have it for the particular student is very possible.
Okay, that's nice. I am trying to do my master's in international business.
Okay.
I did my BSc in international law.
Okay.
So can you help with the application? Do I need to write GMAT?
Okay, that question is very, very important. I think I made mention of something that many students in Nigeria, today we are telling them France, they will just be wondering, is it possible? Is the certificate recognized and all that? Well, this question is, let me say, for France, you don't need to provide any language proficiency. As long as you want to study in English and you are an Anglophone, automatically your admission is straight up accepted, and your visa procedure, they don't need you to provide or to the school whatsoever language proficiency certificate. You don't need it. Only if you want to study French program at the public university, you have to provide. That's okay, I'm an Anglophone, I want to study in French program, so I need a proof to show that I can speak French very well, I understand French in order to follow the program. But for English program, you don't need to provide any language proficiency certificate whatsoever.
Okay, so the GMAT is normally required by some schools. If somebody wants to do an MBA or wants to do some engineering programs, no, engineering we ask for GRE in the US. But so for France, no other complicated requirements. Just bring your WAEC, and for graduate program, bring your bachelor certificate and the transcripts. Okay. Yeah. Are you also going to help the student in the visa application?
Okay, we do
So
that.
please, as you handle that question, answer it together with the services you provide for proof of funds, for accommodation, and then the visa assistance. Bundle all of that together and explain. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. We assist all our students during their visa application. I think I made mention of that from onset. I said we undo everything from A to Z. But don't forget, visa application, a student must be physically present at the VFS for the term grade. So you cannot escape that. All other aspects, we are going to follow the student hub. This is the requirement. Provide this, provide that. And let me tell you, France student visa is the most easiest visa application. They don't need a lot of things from you. The only two documents that you need to add to your visa application after you've done everything with the school and the Campus France platform that is in Nigeria, Abuja, and Lagos, the only two things they need from you as of today that I'm talking to you, the only two things you need to add to your visa application is the accommodation, which is the housing certificate, and financial document, which is the sponsor, your sponsor statement of account whatsoever. And we handle all these things as well, all these documents. We have our company that is recognized and authorized all over Asia and Africa. Let me exclude Europeans and American countries because these people, their visa process is not difficult. So let's talk about Africa and Asia. This company is recognized all over Asia and Africa. And we have almost 4 years experience with this company now. They provide the housing certificate and the accommodation and the sponsor letter. Housing certificate means that proof of where you are going to stay. You cannot tell a consular that you are going to study in Paris, for instance. You just submit the application like that. You must prove to the consulate that I have my accommodation already booked in so address, several Bordeaux, Paris, Gare, Disney, Gare, France, something like that, just for an example. You must show to the consular, as otherwise it's going to refuse your visa application with reason number 5. Visa, French student visa, even other applications, there are reasons for refusal. So if you are applying, you must provide housing certificate. So we handle this housing certificate as well. It is not free. You get the fee or the charges with EduPass. We have also the sponsor documents. For instance, we always have this issue in Nigeria. Let me say in Africa, after we've done everything, you've gotten an admission, you've done your interview, everything. Getting to the visa application, there is no statement of accounts. Many students, they are being stopped at this stage. This is the crucial part of it. We have a company that handles this. It is not free. At the end of the day or at the end of the program, you can make an inquiry with the EduTribe. It is not free, but this company is recognized. Once you provide the documents, you attached it or you add it to your visa application. Once the consulate sees the, what's it called, the letterhead, you know, oh, this is the company, your visa is automatic or your sponsored document is recognized, accepted. So we have the company that handles housing certificates and sponsored documents. So we are also free when it comes to, especially, this is the major problem, sponsored documents. We have the company that handles that. So any of our applicants, any of EduTribe applicants, they should not worry about the housing certificate and sponsored document. It is not free. Later you get the price, the fee, and all that with EduTribe.
Okay,
so I think I've been able to handle the question.
Thank you very much. So
you're welcome,
what I will just add to that is, I mean, somebody asked here, please, can you tell me the process of applying as a bachelor for bachelor's program? You see, the reason we brought this here is so that we can take the pressure off you. We are giving you this opportunity to say, come and let us handle all this process for you. So if you are now asking, tell me how I will do it myself, I will respectfully direct you to Google, because all information you can ever need for anything is on Google, how to do it. So, but we are here today telling you that we can help you get the admission, we can help you apply for the visa, we can sort your accommodation needs, and we can do your proof of fund for this destination. So don't come and ask me, EduTribe, and say, I'm going to Australia, can you come and handle my proof of funds? No. What we are doing for this webinar today is Destination France. And if you come to us, we will tell you. But Mr. Leadi, so that doesn't
Yes,
one is not giving, I mean, maybe you're hiding something. There's nothing to hide. The cost for this accommodation and the proof of funds, how much are they supposed to have in their accounts, you know, what they need?
Yeah.
Then what is that deposit that we will give to the company to issue them that certificate of sponsorship?
Okay. Let me break it down.
Yeah.
The French system, the French system has a particular or a standard fee expected of its students. For instance, Canada, I think is 833 Canadian dollar per month. It is expected of a student. So for France, there is a specific amount as well. 615 euros is expected for a student to spend monthly. If you like, you can spend 2,000 euro per month. It is your problem. If you like, you can spend 400. But the consulate requires you to show 615 euros. show me 615 euros for 12 months. Meaning 615 euros multiplied by 12. That gives us 7,380 euros, if I'm not making a mistake. That is the year. So they want you to show this amount in your statement of accounts. If you don't have your statement of accounts, we back you up with the company that I just mentioned. Now, with this company, the consular expects you to show proof of fund 7,380 euros. You don't have these amounts with you. I mean, the total amount of 7,380 euros. What do we do with this company? We negotiate with them. My student, Mary Ojebamigbe, for instance. Mary Ojebamigbe does not have statement of account and does not have 7,380 euros that the consular requires. What do? We negotiate. See, I'm going to pay part of this amount. I want to deposit it. Okay, the company accepts minimum of 1,500 euros. If you like, you can deposit all the 7,300 euros. If you like, you can deposit 5,000. If you like 4,000, the minimum is 1,500 euros. You deposit this amount into the company's accounts. The company issue a paper to you stating that Mary Ojebamigbe has deposited 7,380 euros because they have banks in France that is backing this company up. The company is going to complete, I mean the bank is going to complete the 7,000. You deposited 2,000, for instance, meaning you have 5,380 left. The company will balance the 5,380 euros. Then the company now that is issuing the document will now issue a document to you stating that Mary has deposited 7,380 euros in our account. She wants to study in so university. On a monthly basis, we are going to transfer 615 euros into our account upon arrival in France monthly. You and I, Mary, don't let us deceive ourselves. You deposited 1,500 or 2,000. Don't expect the company to transfer 615 euros for 12 months. That means you want to collect what you did not deposit. So what did not deposit? So they expect you to just pay part of the 7,000, which is minimum of 1,500 or 2,000 or 3,000. It is up to you. Just know that what you deposit is what you get when you arrive in France. Right. So this is how it is done. And the company is recognized all over Asia and Africa.
Okay. So thank you. You need to also, so what is the cost to the student? So that company, how much are they charging? And then for the accommodation, what is the
housing certificate?
Yes, that housing certificate, to get that, how much does it cost the student?
Okay. Because of the naira that is fluctuating in the exchange rate or exchange market worldwide, it is not stable. But the amount should be within the range of, for the housing certificate, the amount should be within the range of 170 to 190,000 naira for the housing certificate. And for the sponsorship documents, just for their service fee. Don't let us talk about the amount you are depositing, because the amount you are depositing, it is your money that you spent in France. They are charging between 350 to 380,000 naira for that. Okay. So that is the service fee.
Yeah. So for people who have been talking about going to the UK, I'm sure you know that if you want to, go and get your proof of funds for the UK, you spend millions. So this one, for the service fee to that particular organization is less than 400,000 naira. So if you consider all the variables, you will still see that what you will be spending for this one is not as high. And that's why I feel it is something, I mean, that is worth presenting so that we can give people the option. So can I get MSc in software engineering? Or I mean, MSc in software engineering, do you guys have IT related courses? I don't know. So can they get software engineering?
For software engineering, we do not have it in English. What I will suggest for that particular student is to come to France with the program we call preparatory year.
Okay.
Meaning the first year you learn French language. Then from second year, you join the program. You are allowed to do any program in French. As long as you have the certificate, the proof of level B2 in French, you can join any program with the public universities or even in private in French.
Okay.
So for that program, we do not have it in English for now.
English, you don't have it in English. So what if it's a graduate student? So the person has already done bachelor's in Nigeria, and the person wants to do a master's in a French program. So that 1 year foundation, is it possible, or is only for people coming from high school?
O level. No, it's possible for everyone.
For anybody. Okay, so that means that anybody that the program offering is not taught in English, is taught in French, the person's option is to do 1 year foundation in French. So what's the tuition for that?
The tuition for that is 7,100 euros for the foundation, the preparatory year.
Okay. So HND, you know, in Nigeria, people have bachelors, people have HND.
Of course.
So how do you treat HND holders?
Okay, the HND holder is also considered as a bachelor degree holder. The only issue with someone that has a HND is just if you are crossing to a different field, you might be asked to return to the previous year. For instance, to join the bachelor degree third year in order to blend with the field, then continue your master. Okay.
So for somebody coming from HND, if I did HND in accounting, and I want to come and do masters in accounting, there will be no problem.
No problem. Yes.
But if I did accounting and I say I want to come and do international business, is that when you will now say go to year 3?
Yes, 300 level.
300 level, finish that bachelor's, then come and do masters.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or in that there is another option again. You can do MBA, because MBA in France, as long as the MBA program has RNCP certification, you can just do MBA of 18 months instead of 12 months. Okay. It is 18 months straight program.
Okay. So for somebody who has HND, or someone who didn't, I remember our first meeting, the person that did not do a management course in undergrad, when the person wants to do an MBA, the person will do an 18 months program.
Yes, 18 months program.
And then the person that has an HND will also do an 18 months MBA. Is that?
Yes, the same thing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm sorry, there are some schools that recognize the HND to just continue the masters. As long as you are coming from a field A and you are continuing with field A, some schools accept straight up.
Okay. Yeah, so someone is saying, is part payment applicable to tuition fee? Yes, we already said that. Part payment payment is in installment. So if your tuition is 6,000 euros, the school will require you to pay a first installment of about 3,000.
Yes.
Then the remaining 3,000 or the remaining 4,000, depending, you can pay that in 5 installments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
So that's how the part payment goes. All the HND question we've answered. Must I learn French? We've answered. Must I speak? For me to, okay, yeah. So anybody that really wants to, start this process with us, if you check on the chats column, we have put down there the office contact, our phone numbers, and the link for you that you can even use to book a consultation with EduThrive. So Alima, please make sure you drop the number, the phone number of the office, and even the address for anybody that wants to come. Can I still have a master's program in public university this year? So let's talk about the intake. When is
Okay, the intake is usually September, October.
okay?
That is one intake.
For the year.
There is another intake, January, February, and March. That is another intake. That is one intake as well. So we have 2 intakes in France. So
Okay.
for September intake, it is still open till it depends. Why did I say that? It's because we have this platform called Campus France in Nigeria. Usually they are the one that dictates date, but for September intake, usually they stop treating documents by July.
By July, okay.
July. For Nigeria, they can still treat till August because they don't have much of application.
Application.
Yes, yeah. But for other Francophone countries, they stop even June, July, middle of July, they are stopped already. But for Nigeria, from experience, what we've noticed is that in English countries, they do close or stop late. But French countries, they do even 2 weeks to start your program, 3 weeks, they are still taking application and treating documents.
Okay. Okay. So that means that for anyone that is interested in enrolling for September intake, they still have up until July.
July.
Yeah. So from now till July, you can hustle to make sure that you meet up. Then if September is not going to be possible for you, maybe because you need to go and gather your money, you can work towards January. However,
exactly.
The earlier you get started, the better for everybody.
Exactly.
Okay. We should be rounding off now. I just have a few questions left.
Okay.
Okay, will the Zoom recording be available? Yes, if you are on any of our platform, you can join our WhatsApp platform. We will be sharing the link there. Is there age limit? Somebody is saying that I am 56 years old. Do I stand a chance? So as you are answering the age limit question, also answer the study gap.
Exactly. I will do that tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, the age limit, the person said, I think he wrote 56 years.
Yes.
There is, I'm sorry, that is not easy. It's not possible. Let me put it straight to the person. It's not possible. However, we still have some schools that do take students even till 35 years old, 38, early, close to 40 for the MBA program. MBA program, provided you have working experience, because for MBA, you just want to go for another specialty. You want to expand your knowledge. That is mostly what MBA is for. So they do accept that for 35 upward to 40. That is very possible. And let me go to diploma program. Diploma program is equivalent to bachelor degree. I mean, the age limits. Because someone who wants to do diploma and bachelor degree, they have the same level. They just have O-level degree. Or they are, yes, they are in their O-level stage. The maximum age is around 25. Let me put it that way. For instance, we have some of us in Nigeria, there's some students, they struggle. They are still struggling to get their O-level. Yes, they are WAEC. So maybe you finish your WAEC at the age of 19, the subjects or the papers are not completed. You are struggling with it for over 5-6 years. We have a lot of them like that. So you still stand a chance. For instance, you are 25 years old, you are sitting for WAEC this year. You can study it in France. You have your WAEC this year, you can, even if you are 26 years old, it's still possible because your WAEC shows that you are a fresh student, you still want to further, So it is accepted. The same thing applies to diploma degree of 2 years. So 25 years old with fresh bachelor degree, even bachelor degree or the O level of 2 years old or 3 years old is still accepted for 25 years old. It is acceptable.
Okay.
So students from 16 years, because we have those young students at the age of 15, 16, they already have their O level. So they can start bachelor and diploma degree in France. We accept from 16 or 15 to 25 maximum. To 25 years old, the WAEC or the O-level result should be 3 years old maximum. To 25 years old.
So for postgraduate students, people want to do MBA, people want to do masters and graduate certificate. Is there an age limit for them?
Well, yes.
40 years old, Abi?
40 years old. Okay. Provided they have working experience.
Okay. So the 40 years old, is it only applicable to MBA or is applicable to masters as well?
It's possible with some schools for master and some schools for MBA.
Okay, so if a 40-year-old wants to do an MBA, is there a study gap? Would they say, oh, you finished your bachelor's 20 years ago, or is there anything like that?
Yes.
So what's the study gap?
Maximum of 5-7 years.
5-7 years. So that means that these 40 years, I mean, somebody that's 40 years probably finished the first degree like 17 years ago or 15 years ago. Will that apply?
No, that's the person, the 40 years old applicant. I think he or she might have gotten his bachelor degree at the age of 30, 28, 29, and all that.
And so if the person has the bachelor's at age 25 and the person is 40, that means that there is a study gap of 15
years.
Will that matter? Would that be a showstopper?
That person can only do MBA.
MBA, okay. Yeah. The person can do an MBA. Okay.
And at least the person must
be working.
Show a proof of activities for those years. Even if you cannot provide, if you cannot justify the 15 years, at least justify 5 to 7 years from the 15 years. Okay.
Okay, so is our visa and application processing fee free? No. It is not free. I mean, we wouldn't be doing all of this for free. This is not an NGO. It's not a government organization. So yeah, this is a private company that is for profit. So for the admission and then the visa processing. That fee for this presentation, we are charging 350,000 naira. If you come as at now and you say you want to do this, so that's all you pay. Admission to this school will be guaranteed. You get an offer. Everything about your visa application will be done. But those other payments of, okay, I need this company to help me with the proof of funds, I need this company, I mean, all those payments will be done by you to the appropriate bodies. So that is the offer we have on the table for you today. And I believe in this, and that's why we brought it up, that there are so many people that cannot afford 14,000 pounds for a master's program. They can afford even 12,000 pounds. So if we are giving you something, 6,000 euros, 7,000 euros, which is like half of what you will be paying in the UK. And I think it's something that you should, yes, you should work towards. So we are committed to your success. We are not just saying, oh, you have to come to Canada. All we want for you is to get to an enabling environment where you can study and then you can get jobs and you can work and make your life better. So what are the last words from you, Mr. Liadi, as we shut down for today?
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. My last word is just I want to encourage our Nigerians, most especially those that want to study abroad, that they should not be discouraged. They should focus. If you have a plan to study abroad, it is something that is worth doing, because studying abroad is something that makes you to stand out. You are quite different from everyone, because the generation that we are in presently requires a lot of experience from you. You need to give a lot. No company, for instance, in this our Nigeria, they will tell you vacancy, 7 years experiences. So just imagine that. And I'm telling you, those companies that are writing 7 years experience or blah, blah, blah experience, if you go there with your French degree, they will take you. They will forget this year, what they are talking about. So why am I saying this is because we want you to understand that there is a good destination better than other places. Not better, but that is the same thing as other countries. The certificate is equivalent. Don't let anyone tell you that, France, it is not true. We are here to defend that. We are here to defend that with a lot of testimonies. People have graduated in France. They are working in the UK today. They are working in the United States, Canada, and all other developed countries. Many companies hire them. So don't be discouraged. Don't allow anyone to tell you it is not possible or they are telling you like. France is one of the best destinations. It's one of the top 10 ranking country in the world when it comes to education. The system is well arranged and organized. So please, if you know that all the things we've said here since we started, you are convinced, don't allow anyone to tell you it is not possible. It is possible for the one or the person that believed. So believe in yourself, focus and pursue your dream.
Yeah.
Think about it. You are free also to make research online. You can tap pause from all what we've said so far. France is one of the best destinations. If you still have the plan and you are fit financially to go to Australia, UK, Of course you can go, but open yourself to other places.
Yeah.
Learn new culture. It is not only tradition that is culture. We have academic culture. And this French academic culture, we are lacking behind. Nigerians, we are lacking behind. Let's be honest with ourselves. So let us open ourselves and learn new things when it comes to our career. This is the only thing I have to say for now. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Liadi.
You're welcome.
I saw a question there.
Okay.
I had a visa refusal to Canada. Can I apply to France? Of course you can.
Let me add something to that, Seth.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when it comes to France student visa, I said it earlier, it's more easy than other countries.
Yes.
Let me just ship in a secret. There is all these embassies that you are seeing all over the world. They have a quota. Tourist visa, they have a quota for it. Medical visa, whatsoever it is called, they have a quota for it. Student visa, they have a quota for it. For Nigeria. France Embassy in Nigeria, let me tell you, they are not meeting their quota. For the past 60 years, they've put in place that embassy. So I think from that, you can do your calculation, the owner of this question. So they are not meeting up their quota. For instance, Canada, even if you have all what it takes, they can still refuse you. USA the same thing, UK the same thing, but France, it is not like that, especially in Nigeria, because they are not meeting up their quota for Nigeria. In Nigeria, they're not meeting up. So if you have gotten a refusal with Canada or UK, nothing is hindering you to apply for France. You are good to go.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, after that our first meeting, that's one of the things that gave me this ginger to say, yes, let's present this, because you said that visa for students to France in Nigeria is easy. It's easy. So please come and join easy. If you have been going to those places, you've been going to those places where it's hard, it's difficult, this is easy. Yeah. So I will close on this note. Someone said, oh, is France a good country? I'm like, France is first-grade European country. Is first-grade European country. So if we are even presenting opportunities for people to go to Cyprus, to go to Turkey, and I mean, like, France is first-class European country. So France is a good place. It is good. So we are going to shut this.
Okay, are we ending, or I just need to quickly ship in another opportunity?
I think you're really enjoying yourself on this call.
Yes, of course I do. France is the best. Let me tell you, I'm a living testimony. I don't want to go into details or go deeper. You see, France, if you should put on Google the G8 countries, go and check it. France is one of the powerful countries in the world, not in Europe. And they have the most well-established education system in all Europe, even beside the UK. Go and check it on the internet. It is just because we are Anglophone. And when we were in secondary school then, when our teachers, when they came in to teach us French, you say, French is not my language, it is not, I am not ready. But today, you should not neglect that. France is one of the best destinations. And lastly, one other thing, for those that are in their SS1, SS2, SS3, they have opportunity to go and do their work in France. And when you have your work in France, I mean your whole level, you have a chance to get admission into the public universities where you pay low tuition fee, more or less like free, because the tuition fee with the public universities is just 2,700. Even some are 170 euros today, up to today. So we are presenting private because we are Anglophones. But for those that are in their SS1, SS2, SS3, this is just for them. Go to France, do your SS2 there, do your SS3, and do their WAEC, sit for their WAEC. You get their WAEC. Once you have their WAEC, our school, they have the system to fix you with the public university that you pay cheap. So that is just my last.
Beautiful. The possibilities are endless.
Exactly, ma'am.
So thank you so very much, Mr. Leadi,
Welcome,
for coming to enlighten us. And for the people that joined us, EduThrive is here to help you make your study abroad dream achievable without breaking the bank. That's our goal. We want to help you achieve your goal without breaking the bank. Even though the dollar exchange, Naira exchange rate is horrible, it's getting bad every day, but we are still striving to bring you opportunities that are affordable. So reach out to us, join our platforms, send us messages on our social media and let us connect with you and take this further. Somebody is asking what's the process. Please contact us if you want this SS2 arrangement. Speak to us. Alima has dropped our contacts on the chat, and I will be staying a bit, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, so that you can scroll up if you are just joining, so you can see the link. So, Mr. Leadi, thank you so much for coming.
Welcome, Ma. I really appreciate
we trust that some good will come out of this effort.
Obviously,
So
definitely.
You will be hearing from us. Thank you. Thank you so much. So,
thank you, ma'am.
To all the participants that are still here, thank you and enjoy your evening. I believe most people are evening now, so enjoy your evening and bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so we are signing off.